I'll be calling you a radical back to the catastrophe that's unfolding right now in SoCal. And I want people to wake up. This is not some normal everyday occurrence that's happening in SoCal right now. It's a catastrophe. Let's talk. Pseudo. My Uncle Aga, I love how they, throw the Latin words at you. People don't know this. California, you're not required to learn Latin to get a law degree there anymore. It's about time, right? Just like, they tried to trick you in the Marine. Name me one accomplished marine biologist post-Fukushima. Name one. How about Doc Ricketts pre? Doc Ricketts didn't even have a college freaking degree. He didn't speak Latin. Let's see. He's considered the most important marine biologist in California state history. Hell, the greatest tide pool, the whole ecology thing's named after him. So, Kevin Blanch, the most accomplished marine biologist maybe in history. I predicted all this. Now, stay with me. I did my biology work as a young honor student here when we had this incredible zoology department. I know my shit. Try me on all of this. Try me on any of this. So, stay with me. So, I thought demonic acid was a shellfish thing. It is. So, how's it moving into mammals? Is that normal? No. It's dangerous. Now, stay with me. Our DNA, where's your soup can? Get your soup can. God. Of all things, I forget my soup can. Yeah. Here's the big soup can. Where's the little soup can? What'd you do? Lose your soup can? Oh, jeez. There it is. So sorry. So, it's important. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Everybody, one day you'll realize how I developed the whole soup can flippy thing, how and when and what. Surviving leukemia. Now, stay with me. I get leukemia in 2011. Now, stay with me on this. This is important. You can look up my very close, dear, beautiful friend that I met in the bone marrow transplants. We got leukemia at the same time. He's probably the most famous leukemia case in American history besides Sudoku, the nuclear bomb disease, fully 1,000 paper plane. He was in the room next to me. His name was Marshall Jensen. Now, this all ties together. This is important. This video it's hard. It's tough to be able to do this and put this together, my work. So, algae plume. Now, plutonic? Yeah. So the algae plume and the demonic acid situation, let's get into this. So at the low level of this, algae is basically the invasive species. It is the lowest, what we call scum, right? Black mold. Remember I'm the first guy that started reporting you could actually physically see it. Remember they were calling it the blob post-Fukushima? Don't say the F word, whatever you say. So, AML leukemia, and believe it or not, the AIDS virus, they mirror each other so tightly. You can look up Marshall Jensen in the room next to me. We made the decision to have the bone marrow transplant, to have it or not the same day. He and I. For whom the bell tolls. Oh boy, Hemingway on Balco, on chemo. So he was young, 27 years old. He had a vicious one just like I did. At the same time. He decided to have the transplant. We decided not to have the transplant because the doctors felt like it would kill me. So Marshall, he and I were so close. The transplant didn't work. So MD Anderson accepted him in this new program with 25 patients, another experimental. Didn't work again. Young, healthy, this amazing young man. He and I are very close. So he's the first person, you can look it up, in the country, this doctor at George Washington University in St. Louis is experimenting with the genome from the AIDS virus and leukemia, which falls into the so-called contagious leukemia, who gets into the shellfish. We can talk demonic acid, we can talk algae plume, we can talk at the basic fundamental foundation of the ecology, which is the phytoplankton. So he's experimenting with it, using fire to fight fire. He thinks it works. Marshall's the very first person in the country, and maybe the world, that got it. He was accepted. They did the work in Philadelphia. I remember flying from New York. I was really sick, and I got a layover in Philadelphia. And I see his family over there, and I was really sick. I said, "What are you doing here?" And he says, "Oh, I'm like, whoa." So KSL, you can look it up. It's all over the media. It's everywhere. Yay, first person to get the HIV injection to fight leukemia. Yay, blah, blah, blah. It's right there in North Salt Lake. They didn't do anything when he died. I did. You can look it up. I did a memorial for him. Really rocked my world. It rocked all of us. We had a little boy. It still rocks. I'll cry. Our DNA is 99% of a dolphin. Dolphins are washing up dead. Sea lions are washing up dead. Seals, they're sick. Demonic acid attacks the brain. So, fighting fire with fire. His wife, who I know from Light the Night, blah, 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 and his mom told me that it's working now. It was a mistake that cost him his life. Wow. What a pioneer, that dude. He means a lot to me, Marshall. He means a lot to me, just like he means really a lot to me. Just like Carter Hennessy does. Those two, they were my close friends. We fought this disease together the whole time, the atom bomb disease. So this is so important. Because remember in the early days of AIDS, they were calling it contagious leukemia, contagious cancer. Remember that great painting that Warhol did? Well, not great. He basically stole Jean-Baptiste Jean-Michel's work. That was his work. So, stay with me. This is important. Don't say the F word, whatever you do, Fukushima. Now, listen. You're going to read through these articles and say, oh, this is just a normal cycle that happens. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is epic what's happening down there. I'd be there right now if I didn't have open heart surgery this year, and I'm in a rehab program. I really don't have enough money anyway. I've lost my support network because everybody's run away to something else. When these phenomena started in earnest post-Fukushima, and we can't say the F word, Fukushima. Why can't? So we're trying to say that full-blown out nuclear meltdowns does not mutate things, does not change things. Is Fukushima partially responsible for this or fully responsible? Well, you know what my theory is on this.
This is a pretty good job right here.
This is, exactly what my theory is on this. I don't have to state it over and over and over and over. So the algae plume, pseudo de facto, my Uncle Argyle. So the algae plume as at the platonic level. So at the platonic level is the staff of all life from the ocean. Okay? Now stay with me. This is the important part. As the healthy species leave, as any healthy species leaves, it's like just your grass, your thing, and we're overgrazing. When they overgraze, the cheatgrass moves in. That grass cannot compete with the healthy natural vegetation, but when the healthy natural vegetation leaves, that's exactly what's going on in the ocean. So you got the ocean, you got the healthy, strong plankton, zooplankton, photoplankton, and it's wiped out, it's gone. As these species, and it's unarguable. It's unarguable. You cannot argue with me on this anymore. It's unarguable that we've had this radical, dramatic crash post-2011. The starfish, I did all that work on the starfish for all those years. I did all that work for all those years, and everybody laughed at me. I says, they'll go first. But we can't say the F word. Why? Why? So you're telling me full-blown out freaking nuclear meltdowns, and you're still trying to tell me that Chernobyl 1 is more than 3, Winston? Well, 3. I mean, you're talking MOX fuel, 7 spent fuel pools full of thousands and thousands of spent fuel apparatuses that blew to smithereens. I mean, that's every bit of meltdown, every one of those. 3 core meltdowns we can't even get. And you're telling me there's no byproduct for that? This place is insane. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're purple. What are you talking about? So you're trying to tell me there's no byproduct from that? And I've proven that the Great Pacific Genocide, I've absolutely proven. Everybody used to laugh at me. I said, starfish will go first. Then what will happen? Well, we don't catch dead tide pools. Kevin Blanche does. We don't catch dead humans in bone marrow. I was almost one of them. I went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. Just think about my place in time. So I'm like, we count the salmon. Remember when the sea lions were crashing radically in 2014, and I'm walking the coast, and they were showing up? You got it. They're testing positive for leukemia. AML. The healthy species has wiped out in our ocean in an acute fashion and did not happen over gradual long periods of time. Urban runoff, a piece of this? Oh, fuck yes. You put it all together, which I named Fukushima. Talk about a Pulitzer Prize. But you can't argue. We have the data. We have the 10 years of data. I used to teach right there at the #1 school of business in the United States. #1, unarguable, via the testing. #1. I was the guy there, you know. Everything else is going to work at the same time. I'm the student professor there. The highest exit testing in the history of the United States to this day. Right there, when I taught. Now the FBI's in there. You don't think I know how to run regressionary models? We have the data. We count salmon. We count every one. You should see the Kenai number. The early Kenai number is going to come in the lowest in its history. It didn't begin to crash until 2016. The Kenai is going to come in, and there's no fishing going on. Let's see. Same with the whale crash, the humpbacks crash, the grays crash. They were having epic historic returns until 2011, 2012. They're photoplankton feeders. They're plankton feeders. They're plankton feeders. They're plankton feeders. The seals, the anchovies and sardines crash. Remember when, we went through this whole scenario before. You know, I'm walking the coast of California doing all this historic work. And what did I get for it? Well, I got open heart surgery twice. A bill for a couple million, slandered and viciously attacked. I'm here to tell you, okay, real simple. Real simple. It's real simple. And again, you can't argue with me this anymore. You cannot argue with me this anymore. Because we have the data, and Kevin Blanche was right. It was not a gradual collapse. It was acute. Now, when we have an acute collapse in species, and we can actually count the number, because we don't officially count tide pools. We don't catch it. HIPAA laws count cancer victims. We count salmon. We count every one of them. Every one of these freaking things is heavily recorded because they're a commodity. We use sonar. The daily counts are out there every day. We have the data. We have all the data now. So 2012, I says the salmon, the steelhead will collapse first. They go to C1-2. Did they? Yes, epically off of it. And then we had record returns, 2008, 9, 10. We kept continuing to have record returns on the Chinook, on all these rivers, on the Kenai, on the Fraser, on the Columbia, on the Deschutes, on the Rogue, on the Jedediah Smith, has no dams. I said, will you believe me, when the Chinook collapsed in 2016, it will be the smoking gun, which is the most hallowed beast. Go ask any native elder. Chinook salmon, gray whales, humpbacks. We count them all. We go from basically 3 million, if you take out the catch rate on the Columbia, to 400,000. So they just off a cliff. In science, we can probe regression and take the bias out. That's called an outliner. It will deviate from the mean thousand. You can run any regression up. Plug your model. That's what kills me about these professors. Why are they not doing this? I am. We call that an outlier, right? Any outlier you use on the Pacific Ocean, on the heat bubble of the Western Islands, on the trees, all of it, coincident, even the demic. Now, when did they declare the pandemic? What day did they declare the official outbreak on the pandemic? No, you can't make that up. March 11th? No. Oh, just coincidence, bro. It'll show an outlier that happened on our ocean on any regressionary model happened in 2011. We know absolutely, unarguable, factually, Kevin Blanche was right. First you hypothesize, then you do the field work, then you defend your work. We know factually, unarguable, factually, that the outliner clued in 2011. So we have to start seeking the culprit, right? Did we have a meteor hit the Pacific Ocean? Did we have 1,000 Exxon Valdezes? Well, this happened on the Pacific. Let's see, 3 full core meltdowns that they just lied. The only person on earth that told you they're lying. My work right here, that I did all my work, ran my models for years, proved. Dr. Cooley passed away tragically out of nowhere. I've always thought his death was suspicious when we got the MBA program. Kevin, you keep spitting at the beast here. This is the environment of nuclearism. He's a University of Chicago guy. And I says, yeah, you would know. You know, Fermat Balco, he was a genius. He was a chemist before he was a finance guy. He's like, Kevin, you keep going at the nuclear energy crime syndicate, they're going to come at you. And I'm like, good, bring them on. I'm not afraid of them. I'm still not. Never underestimate an AML leukemia survivor. Don't ever underestimate one of us. I'm an AML 1% cancer survivor, open heart surgery. Don't ever underestimate me. That's what you've all done. We know that the staff of life at the platonic level started to be altered in 2011. It's unarguable. It's unarguable. So look, domotic acid, the algae plume, shellfish disease that has moved. It's happened not at this level. What's going on there the last couple of days, I think it's historic. I'm thinking about it. I don't ever recall anything like this. You know, 2014, vicious. But it's like this, what's going on in California right now? They said there's always, literally hundreds of dead dolphins. Hundreds, if not thousands of dead, like this in the last few days. So the domotic acid, from eating the shellfish, big fish, it's moved into the mammals. Whoa, whoa. Humans' DNA to a dolphin, to a seal, it's 99% our genome. So what if it moves into humans? Probably already has. You know, there's people still swimming in the ocean. You know, my tide pool work alone should be a Nobel Prize. Just like, let alone my salmon, let alone my work at the IEA in Vienna. Look what I'm up against. Kevin Blanche, March 2011. All great knowledge will be persecuted. But at this level, this is a catastrophe. What's going on? You know, I guess I'm going to have to try to raise some money and get down there. Do not be eating anything out of the ocean right now. You're out of your mind. And we don't know where seafood comes from because we killed the labeling. Remember in 2011 on the budget debate, right after Fukushima, the sacrificial lamb was to cut the inspection process? We don't know where. So you can't eat, as I've been saying, hold on, stand you. You can't eat clams. Any fish, any, in that whole area. You shouldn't be anyway because of the sewage dump and the freaking Tijuana situation and, you know, the Huntington Beach sewer. And not to mention there's a desal plant in Carlsbad. You're getting 15% of your water in San Diego. That's the only reason I don't live there. But you know what? Don't listen to anything I've got to say. I just get it right all the time. This is a nasty catastrophe. How is the domotic acid, you know, the pseudo, at this aggressive rate, radical aggressive? It's simple. Big fish eat little fish. He even quoted what I always say, the biologist yesterday. But the bottom line is this. The healthy species is gone, the luminescence. We're getting fake luminescence from the south that shouldn't even be there. The beautiful luminescence, the healthy, strong luminescence that should be in the Pacific Ocean, right there in Los Angeles County, in freaking Orange County, in San Diego County, in Ventura County, in Santa Barbara County, in San Luis Obispo County, in San Mateo County. Freaking every one of them. Del Norte on Chemo, about all of them. Santa Barbara, Ventura. It's gone. This invasive low scum is moving in an aggressive radical because the healthy species is so important. The healthy species, the scum and the pseudo, it can't compete with the healthy photoplankton, zooplankton, zooplankton, freaking none of the healthy plutonic. It can't compete with it. The healthy species will freaking annihilate and keep it away. It's just like your body. It's no different than your body. It's your immune system. You know, cancer loves to attack when your immune system is weak. It can't, if you have a strong immune system and you're healthy, that disease and these viruses and stuff, they're going to touch you. Because over millions of years of evolution of this human body we have is a powerful beast. The mighty blue lady, the Pacific Ocean, that freaking healthy freaking, which was healthy till then. Again, I have proven this. The salmon data points to 2011. It's unarguable off a cloud. That's the real science. The healthy Pacific, we're no different than the ocean. I fight for her, she fights for we, from the sea, Kevin D. It's the ecology, stupid. We have killed the freaking plutonic level. You broke the chain. Of course the freaking low, the pseudo's gonna move in. That's what it is, the invasive species. We call it the invasive species. And it's getting more aggressive because there's nothing there to compete with it. The healthy species can't kick its ass, just like your body. You know, the good cells fighting the bad cells. It's an ongoing fight inside your body 24/7. Same thing with her, the ocean, the mighty blue lady. You sit back and let them poison her and think there's nothing going to happen. This is scarier than hell. And I'm telling you, anybody that's eating any clams or any mussels or any fish out of the Pacific right now, you're out of your mind. I mean, you don't want to get demonic. Demonic acid attacks the brain. And these poor animals, what they're going, this is not just lay down die. What these poor animals are going through, oh my God, makes me sick. If you walk up on one of them dying from this, it's horrific. It takes days, if not weeks, to die. And it's just eating away at their system. It's extremely excruciating and painful. It's horrible. What's happening to the ocean makes me cry. I love the seals. You know, I really do. And we were talking with a young woman last night about, you know, the humpbacks. I like the grays, but my favorite are the seals. Always been. You know, I talk to them. Anybody that's ever been with their people that watch me and walk with me, people won't walk with me. I walked the entire coast of California multiple times. I know the coast like nobody else. You know, I lived on it. I slept on a sleeping bag for, you know, basically on and off for years. You know, doing this work. This is a catastrophe that's unfolding. And it's been unfolding since 2011, and I've been documenting it. Go look at your tide pools at your feet, Edie. It's a cult. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. We're going to ignore the meltdowns of Fukushima. Why? Why? You're telling me, for basic fundamental science, for every action, there's a reaction. That could be the greatest action in human history. 3 full core meltdowns we've never gotten near. 7 spent fuel pools, 6 reactors, and the common spent fuel pool, full of 40 years of assemblies in there, and some of them with MOX fuel. Blown to smithereens, pushed water into the Pacific Ocean for 12 years, for 4,500 days, and you're trying to tell me there's no byproduct for that? Oh my God. And the mainstream narrative and the people will believe anything is still, what do you think, Fuku and Coco? Coco's a San Diego guy. What do you think, Fuku? You're just trash fish. I think you're all over it, Blanche. Thank you for fighting for our mother. You know, here we are, our very mother, the mighty blue. We all come from the sea. I mean, that's where we all come from. You can fight it. You know, our mother, the mighty blue lady. I fight for her. She fights for we, Kevin D. From the. Why do you think I'm alive? I was given 2 months to live. I had no chance. But almost, you know, she's fighting for me. I'm fighting for her. But look what we're up against. What do you think, Fuku? You've got 18,000 becquerels at cesium-137 per kilogram in your flesh. Right now, caught last month. 1,800 times over the raised legal limits. Obama and Trump raised you know, keep you people in the dark. You know, we used to have a saying in the old days here. They want to keep you like a mushroom. Keep you in the dark and feed you full of shit. You know, so it's heartbreaking. What did I get for this, all this work? What did I get for it, you know? Got some really cool shirts. Scientists are mystified, they're alarmed, they're stumped. Got an HBO documentary hat. Got these designer dresses made in Vienna at the Blanche Box. Me and Sandra made. I used to talk to girls see there. I talked to Mono. Mono went to Fukushima, Japan, and died shortly there. I was in Vienna when he died of cancer. They covered up what even cause of death. They'll cover up anything. So let's just give them more money. So this is an acute radical situation that's happening right now in SoCal. You broke the chain. You promised you would never break the chain. And you've gone along. And I would like to say this too, because I got blackballed. What am I supposed to do? Stay at the academia circle and hand over my work to the J store? Oh yeah, they'll put it up. Ask Aaron Swartz. You're getting sleepy. So sleepy. Only one biologist on the face of the earth has got this dead on right from the day one you're looking at. The most important marine biologist probably in history, which I named it Plutonium. My tide pool work alone, my salmon work, look, you broke the chain, I called it out. These never happened in the history of mankind. One partial graphite reactor at Chernobyl, they entombed. 3 full blown out, never, first time in human history. You don't believe me? You look up Einstein's work, what he said. He said this genie ever gets in the bottle, it's going to change every piece of biology on Earth. Now, what day did the demic show up? World Health Organization declared it on now, March 11th. What did the starfish say to the anchovy, to the sardine, to the dolphin, to the harbor seal, to the sea lion, to the humpback whale, to the gray whale? Fukushima killed my food. The 60,000-pound whale replied, we too, we too. They're photoplankton feeders. Remember the big whale I walked up to on Half Moon Bay and I wrote Fukushima killed me on it and they cut it out with the chainsaw? Go ask the chief of police there. Go ask him. Because Kevin Blanche deserves a Nobel Prize. He told me that in 2015, 2014. Remember, I predicted all the whale collapse. They eat the same thing. At the plutonic level. You know how much photoplankton they suck up, and then you wonder why they starve to death? There's a starvation event, and now it's gone toxic. And it's in mammals. It's not in shellfish anymore. It's in mammals. Oh, it's scary. At this rate, it's attacking mammal. Well, let me tell you something. Your DNA is 99%, your genome, 99% the exact same thing as a dolphin, as a sea lion, as a seal. Oh, you don't think it can get into humans? Oh, it does. Probably already has, but I don't know. Frustrated? Well, what credit have I got for this historic work? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Stay in the academia world and hand my work over to the J store? Go to work for NOAA? Go to work for the Monterey Aquarium? Go to work for Scripps? Every one of them went in denial on this the whole time. I'm the only biologist on the earth who's hammered this to improve, and my work has been proven. All my historic work, this is the greatest event in human history. And that's still not enough. That's still not enough. I live in abject poverty. I have a pacemaker now. I have perfectly the heart destroyed. It's heartbreaking. Thank you, everybody who has destroyed this historic work. It's a hard gig. I got down to 138 pounds again this year. I'm making a comeback. I'm trying, like the mighty blue lady. I'm like her, the ocean. I'm trying to fight back. I understand my DNA. What's that beautiful quote? Jefferson is my favorite Monterey. Robin, his work, he's my favorite poet of all time. In the Monterey Aquarium, you walk in there, which they all know me, and they'll say, God, you used to argue with me. They all agree with me now. On the wall, here's his quote. The tides are us. The tides are in me. The tides are within me. I'll find that picture I took of that quote in 2015 when the 2 Monterey Aquarium old biologists said, Kevin, we've been waiting for you to get here on your walk. We go out on a rowboat. The Greys are giving birth in Monterey. I'm like, no, no. They're starving. They can't make it to the Laguna in Mexico. Our son and daughter are both dean department chairs at major universities. We used to be. We're not even on speaking terms because they don't care. Yeah, they care about their money. You know, the old school biology that taught me, they loved the ocean. They loved it. They understood that Kevin D, we, from the sea, I fight for her. She fights for me, the mighty blue lady. You stand back and let them gang freaking her? Not me. Fucking not me. No. Nope. Nope. I've tried everything I could. I've used my camera. I've used whatever I could. You know, I've tried everything. I'll keep trying. Kevin, keep fighting for us. What did the whales? I'm standing at Pismo and they come up and start talking to the seals, grandpa, grandma, all of them. Joe's like, I wouldn't believe it. I didn't see it. The whole family up there. What are they saying to you, Kevin? They're saying, Kevin, save us, save us, save us. We're starving to death. They're starving to death. Fukushima wiped out the photoplankton, wiped out our food. What did you reply? I'm trying. What'd they say? Try harder. What'd you say? I will. And I am. And I'll continue to try to the death because I get it. I get it, the ocean. You know, Jeffers, as I drip into the sea, he was the best, wasn't he? Monterey, he was the best. They tore down his tower. Did you know that? He broke the chain. This is a scary situation. I've never seen demonic acid and pseudo like this in my life. And this is what I do. That's Tracy Hall, my 8th grade history teacher at Walcott Junior High. Up there at Lund Hall when they used to have real biologists and then anymore. There are no real professors left. Who are you going to turn to? Who are you going to turn to? Well, it's heartbreaking. This whole path of mine's been heartbreaking, all of ours. It's a catastrophe. I mean, go down on the beach there if you live in SoCal and LA and you look at them and watch that animal die and watch what they're going through. Oh, it's hardcore. It's just like leukemia. I lived in that bone marrow transplant center for so long. I used to tell people, you want to get an education? I lived there. Fimbo says you can bring people on a field trip. I took Megan and Melissa, the fingertip massage therapists. You know, I took them there. I let them go on a field trip there. I never seen two people cry so hard when they left. It's brutal. Go sit with somebody, be with somebody as they die for AML leukemia. It takes a long time. The demonic acid situation. It's a vicious. It's the worst way to die. You know, I mean, it takes a long. It's brutal. I was there. I was there, on death's doorstep. I've been on death. I've been in critical condition the whole time. 12 years. That's all. Yeah. Just show you how connected I am with the sea. For whom the bell tolls. I'm glad I left it running. For whom the bell tolls. I used to be the young man. Now I'm the old man in the sea, Hemingway. Post Fukushima. What do you think, Fuku? 18,000 becquerels of cesium 137 per kilogram in the flesh of rockfish caught off the coast of Fukushima last month. Stay tuned.